The first night, they called it a glitch. The second night, a system fault. By the third, nobody wanted to review the feed. Just past midnight on Route 89, 20 miles north of Flagstaff, Arizona, a red 2012 Honda Civic veered off the east shoulder, cutting a short scar through the sagebrush before rolling twice and striking a boulder field. The impact ruptured the fuel line. The fire was brief, but it was enough. By the time state troopers arrived, the car was a molten frame. Inside, they found the driver, 25-year-old Marcus Hale, a college graduate from Tucson heading north to visit his sister. The report was clear: single vehicle fatality, excessive speed, possible drowsy driving. The recovery was done by dawn. The remains were transferred. The wreckage was towed and impounded. By 10 a.m., traffic on Route 89 was moving again as if nothing had happened. But the highway camera system, part of a pilot project run by the Arizona Department of Transportation, had been recording the entire thing. Camera AT-8914, mounted on a light pole near mile marker 241, captured Hale's Civic just 3 minutes before the crash. The data was logged, stored, and automatically filed into the ADOT server archive. Routine, unremarkable. Until 3 nights later, at 12:04 a.m. on July 19th, an analyst named Carmen Ruiz was running a system diagnostic from the ADOT monitoring station in Flagstaff. Her role was simple: verify that motion sensors on the Route 89 corridor were flagging traffic correctly. The cameras use infrared motion triggers. Any moving heat signature within 200 feet of the lens activates a 6-second recording clip. When she filtered the activity log for that night, one clip caught her eye. Timestamp. Location: camera AT-8914. The same camera from Marcus Hale's crash. She clicked play. The feed showed a stretch of asphalt under soft moonlight. A few seconds later, headlights appeared from the south. The car moved smoothly into frame. Red sedan, same model, same plate reflection pattern. At first, Carmen didn't think much of it. It was a busy highway. Accidents happen, models repeat. But when she cross-referenced the automatic license plate recognition data, AL, her stomach dropped. Plate number 2BRI839. Marcus Hale's car, the one impounded after the crash, the one totaled and towed 3 nights ago. Carmen paused, replayed the clip, checked the metadata. The file was freshly created. Server timestamp confirmed July 19, 12:02 a.m. She checked the live feed from AT-8914. Nothing but static desert road. No cars. No movement. She ran the footage again. The plate was still there. The Civic drifted past like a ghost, headlights steady, taillights bright, until the clip ended and darkness returned. Ruiz reported the anomaly to her supervisor. It was logged under sensor malfunction, false data registration. But she made a copy before closing her shift, just in case. 2 days later, Carmen was called into a meeting with Sergeant Raymond Cross, Arizona State Patrol. The ADOT T-Tech team had escalated the file to the Department of Public Safety, DPS, after metadata inconsistencies showed that the image recognition system was not only identifying the same plate, but the same reflection pattern, same dust on the bumper, and even a crack on the passenger side mirror, identical to the wrecked vehicle. Cross was skeptical. Cameras glitch, systems recycle frames. It happens, he said. Ruiz nodded. Except the frame contains updated weather data, visible cloud cover that matches July 19th, not July 16th. That silenced the room. The footage was sent for forensic analysis at the State Tech Lab in Phoenix. Investigators compared every pixel of the new clip to the original accident feed. Verdict: not a duplication. Compression patterns, lighting direction, and timecode drift all confirmed a new recording. The car wasn't replayed. It was recorded again. The only issue? No other vehicle passing at that time appeared in adjacent cameras. The AT-8915 and AT-8913 sensors, each less than 400 yards apart, showed no sign of that Civic. The footage existed in isolation, triggered by motion, with no verifiable entry or exit. On July 20th, state technicians resynced all cameras on Route 89 to rule out firmware desync. Everything tested normal. Until again at 12:01 a.m., AT-8914 activated. This time the clip ran 12 seconds. The Civic reappeared, same speed, same route, except for one small difference. The driver's side window was rolled down. Through the windshield reflection, analysts later swore they could see movement inside. something like a hand on the wheel. But the heat signature didn't register human. The IR data showed the cabin as cold, several degrees below ambient temperature. Ruiz refused to review the third night's clip. When the alert triggered again, she simply logged the timestamp, closed the window, and unplugged her monitor. By the time State Patrol visited the impound lot, the wrecked Civic's headlights were found in the on position. Battery, disconnected. Wiring, melted from heat exposure. Still, a faint glow pulsed once when the hood was opened, like a dying charge remembering a circuit. Enter Noah Briggs, an independent journalist who ran a small investigative podcast on digital anomalies and forensic tech. He'd covered traffic cam data leaks before and was known for pushing public record requests aggressively. When Briggs heard about the ADOT footage through an anonymous source, he filed a request. Denied. Then he filed again, citing the Freedom of Information Act. This time, he received a single clip, the original July 16th crash. But the file's metadata contained one extra thumbnail frame embedded at the end. A red car in motion, timestamped July 21st, 12:02 a.m. The same angle, the same location. The clip had never been released publicly. It shouldn't have existed in Briggs's file. He played it 23 times before contacting the source again. They never responded. 3 days later, Briggs published an episode titled, "The Highway That Recorded a Dead Man." Within hours, ADOT servers crashed from sudden media queries. The official response, data corruption caused false duplication artifacts. No physical evidence supports any vehicle reappearance. But listeners weren't convinced. Briggs uploaded stills comparing the burned wreck and the ghost footage, matching panel dents, identical dirt streaks, even the reflection of the same highway marker in the door's paint. The car's right headlight, which had been shattered in the crash, appeared fully intact in the recording. By the third occurrence, the department placed a full patrol team on site at Route 89, between markers 240 and 242. July 22nd, 11:55 p.m. 3 troopers parked in unmarked vehicles facing south, engines idling. Night was dry and quiet. 12:01 a.m., nothing. 12:02 a.m., a flash of light. They saw it. A red Civic crested the rise, headlights steady, coasting northbound. One officer noted the faint reflection of the same plate number, 2BRI839. They pulled out to intercept. The vehicle's taillights vanished over the hill. They followed, 90 mph, full lights on. When they cleared the crest, the road was empty. No skid marks, no side exits, no dust trails. They radioed ahead. No cameras recorded any vehicle passing marker 243, but AT-8914 captured its final clip. The Civic's headlights illuminating the lens before fading into black. The following morning, ADOT shut down all Route 89 cameras within a 2-mile radius, citing hardware replacement. The internal memos obtained later confirmed footage anomaly persisted despite firmware wipe. Recommend physical removal of sensor AT-8914. The camera was dismantled that week. Its server drive was placed into evidence custody. Carmen Ruiz resigned 3 days later. Sergeant Cross stopped taking interviews, and Briggs, the journalist, posted a final audio note on his feed. The car passed my dashcam last night. Same plate, same sound of tires on gravel. It turned off where the road ends, but when I followed, there was nothing. Then he went silent. His podcast hasn't updated since. 2 months later, a software engineer who'd worked on the ADOT's motion trigger algorithm uploaded an anonymous comment under a video about the case. That camera's motion sensor wasn't detecting movement. It was detecting heat differentials between objects and background. But during those nights, there was no heat source. The car's signature read at -3 degrees Fahrenheit. The case remains officially closed as a data corruption anomaly, but the AT-8914 unit was never reinstalled. Local patrol calls the stretch of highway the Phantom Mile. Truckers still report seeing headlights in the distance some nights. Twin beams that fade just before reaching the rise. And for those who slow down near marker 241, the rumor goes, if you stop your engine and listen, you can still hear a faint click, the sound of an infrared sensor resetting itself, waiting for something that should no longer exist.